Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my video. I am Verde or Busto. This is the Schumann Resonance Harmonics channel on Facebook and YouTube and the Akashic Records. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the comments. Thank you all for watching the other videos. Please share and like this if, thumbs up, comment. Comments help keep things up in the algorithm. My videos are not monetized. I'm not planning on monetizing these videos. I'm doing this for educational value of it. Patreon is, and other places, is where to make money from the videos. But just as far as YouTube itself, I want to keep these, demonetized. At any rate, the subject of this video, the general overall subject of this video is answering the question, how does an impending potential geomagnetic pole shift affect the Schumann resonances? Okay, so that is what I call the extra credit question, the super duper extra tough question, because there's a lot of details to it that need to go into knowing how to even answer that and address that. I know in my head how to answer that. However, there's a whole lot of stuff between me and the person, I don't know what level you're at. So there's a lot of information that needs to come out and be processed on the issue of a pole shift itself. Just that in itself, before even getting to the detail, the extra super duper question of how is it going to affect Schumann resonances, because at a certain level, it's almost a moot point, if you understand what that phrase is, that it's just not even, a fool's errand almost to even ask the question, because if you understand what the prevailing wisdom, prevailing scholarship on it is, then you can get a view that'll be like, oh wow, holy fuck. I'm sorry, holy F-bomb. So first off, as a disclaimer, not everyone believes that we're in the middle of a pole shift or an excursion or any of that. Some people attribute the world changes, the climate changes, to really global warming. All right. So there is that kind of two-dimensional school that if you are of that view and that just general orthodox view, this video is not for you. Okay, just let me put that disclaimer out. Kind of none of these pole shift videos are for you. They do not apply to you. Believe on what you want, honey. So this only resonates with who it resonates with, and that may or may not be you. Okay. So assuming that it resonates with you, that the climate, what the craziness going on is largely, if you're not of the view that Jesus is coming back, he may or may not be coming back, but it's like the parent in labor, like, we got to get to the hospital kind of thing. Unless you're planning on having the kid at home, you got to get to the hospital. When those birthing pangs start, you need to be on your way to the hospital, or you're having the kid in the subway or the taxi or whatever, and sometimes kids come a little bit earlier than they're supposed to, or maybe they come a little later than they're supposed to. Took my mom all day with me. So anyway, for what that's worth. Before we can get into, the ultimate question of how does this affect the Schumann resonances, you got to know what the pole shift is. And so this is a big, sticky, thorny kind of thing that I want to help kind of walk people through. It's kind of, full of landmines and snares, but we will, if you're of the view of the pole shift and you're already you don't need convincing of it, then, welcome aboard. I'm your first mate, maybe co-pilot, navigator, maybe pilot, maybe all the above, but I'm definitely a helper and a worker, and I'm here to help you find your way. So the first article we have here, and I won't be able to get through this all in this video here, so it'll be part two. There's just a bunch of them I'm going to run together. All right, so This is from the INGV, which is the Instituto Nacional de Geofísica y Volcanologia, which is basically the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology in Roma, apparently, I believe. I'm guessing that's what Roma is. IT, up there, IT is Italy. Okay, so, all right. So this is translated into English. All right, so I'm going to start reading this. The Earth's magnetic field has not always been oriented as it is today. It has reversed its polarity many hundreds times during its geological history. Although the geomagnetic polarity reversal is one of the most remarkable phenomena, the mechanisms of the Earth's core that cause it are little understood, leaving reversals one of the most enigmatic geophysical phenomena. From a theoretical point of view, the possibility that a geomagnetic field could change its polarity was well known. Indeed, what's this? The magnetohydrodynamic description, okay, just here, there's a reminder. Description, this was the last video, of the geodynamo, yeah, there we go, the dynamo theory, okay, is insensitive to the sign of the magnetic field. I.e., the induction equation is invariant under magnetic field parity transformations. Therefore, the geodynamo can have a polarity opposite to the directly observable normal polarity as an equally viable solution. So, if a mechanism for a transition between these two states exists, we should expect normal and the reversed polarity states with equal probability. So that means scientifically, like mathematically, they're saying the poles are kind of they reside temporarily, they flip. Like that's what I showed you in the last video about the geodynamo and how it's a convection current, and it only just needs two opposing poles in order for it to make it work. All right. So, all right. In the past, several hypotheses were put forward on the possible mechanisms responsible for polarity reversals. All these hypotheses can be grouped into two main classes. In the first case, reversals are considered as the result of magnetohydrodynamic instabilities triggered by finite amplitude perturbations of an otherwise stable dynamo. Conversely, in the first case, polarity reversals are considered to be due to irregular oscillations of nonlinear dynamo. Although the conditions that give rise to the geomagnetic polarity reversals are not completely understood, it is known that the reversal sequence of the Earth's magnetic field contains information about Earth's core processes. In particular, from the analysis of the length distribution of the polar intervals, it is possible to try to model the reversal mechanism, while from the analysis of the rate of occurrences of these reversals, it is possible to try to gain information on gradually changing conditions at the core mantle boundary. Indeed, it is generally accepted that changes in the frequency of field reversals reflect dynamic evolution of the fluid core, and that the analysis of long-term trends in geomagnetic reversal frequency might provide important information on core mantle coupling. Okay, that was a mouthful. Hopefully you got that all. This video is going to end shortly. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for being here, and please leave comments. I know you have questions. I want to hear from you. I love hearing all your comments.